This week on Across the Arrowverse, Damien Dark is Deadshot. We watch Batman: Assault on Arkham. Hi everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm your host Matthew Vose, and I'm joined by Catherine Kay.
Hey everybody.
This week we watched the DC animated movie Batman: Assault on Arkham. Set in the Arkham-verse of games, it features a proto-suicide squad, officially called Task Force X, being sent to retrieve Riddler's cane from Arkham Asylum, whilst Batman is distracted by a dirty bomb that the Joker has put around the city somewhere. Initial thoughts? What did you think of it?
I think perhaps I was not the target audience for this film.
Okay.
Is probably what would be my starting point.
Right. Who is the target audience?
Don't know.
Okay.
Just not me. I mean...
Okay, why?
I guess I found the plot a little bit overwrought at times and ultimately slightly mundane.
Okay.
If like the overarching plot itself. Now, of con versus con versus con, and hey, at the end it's all about a bomb that Batman gets to stop right at the last minute. Mm-hmm. I think within that overarching plot there were things that were interesting, but thinking about the film as a whole, the stuff that I found the most interesting was looking at how they'd done the characterizations of different individuals and comparing them to the characterizations of those same individuals that I've seen in alternative versions, and thinking about whether or not I like this version better than the other.
Okay.
But the actual plot itself, I was a bit meh.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I think it definitely tapers off a bit. That last third, probably. It becomes a very ordinary animated superhero thing. I like the heist nature of it, and that they just expect you to keep up for the most part as you're going. They're not too much doing the, right, you're going to go and do this bit, and I'll do this bit, and that's how the plan's going to go. Because I think I watched this when it first came out, like 2013, 2014, I think. So we hadn't had the Suicide Squad film. And then when I saw Suicide Squad, I thought, oh, this is very like Assault on Arkham, but almost not as good. Mm-hmm. How did this fare compared to the Suicide Squad movie?
Well, I think there are some key comparisons, because I thought the Suicide Squad movie, the overarching plot, in particular, Cara Lavigne's baddie, and I would do the dance, but that's probably not great podcast.
Not good radio, yeah.
I thought the plot was weaker than the characters they introduced in the film. I enjoyed watching the characters in the film. I enjoyed how they'd done different people. I enjoyed watching the characters interact with each other. I found the overarching plot of the film mundane, dull, bit pointless. Woo, big bad. Yes. So I think they compare fairly evenly for that. In terms of which did the characters better, I think it depends on which character. Okay. Because I think I really liked some of the characters in this cartoon, but I really liked some of the characters in the show as well. Okay.
Film, sorry. So the arguable stars of this are Deadshot, played by Neil McDonough, and Harley Quinn, played by Hynden Walsh. Thoughts on either of them?
Oh, gosh, that's hard. I actually think the two Deadshots, for me, are roughly even. I mean, come on, who doesn't love Will Smith?
True.
And I really enjoyed Will Smith's Deadshot. But I really like this Deadshot too. Yeah. So they're even pegging, and both of them, I like the Deadshot character. I like the slightly neutral aura to Deadshot. I mean, I guess, you know, he is a mercenary. He is an assassin that kills for money. But I don't see him as an evil character.
He's not evil, And
he's not sort of creating mayhem for mayhem's sake. And of course, you know, or they gave him a cute kid and a puppy that he loves. So that's I'm a bit of a sucker for that. But yeah, I enjoyed that characterization very much.
They are very similar.
Yes.
And in fact, their relationship with Harley Quinn, although in the cartoon he sleeps with Harley Quinn, they are still very close and good friends, at least in the movie.
Yes.
So that feels very much not ripped off, but something they've continued.
Yeah. I don't really even get in... For me, in the cartoon, I didn't read it that he was desperately in love with Harley Quinn or whatever.
No.
She kind of threw herself at him wanting something, and he was like, well, why not? I'm here. But he didn't sort of disdain her afterwards, but he was just sort of friendly towards her. I didn't see... I saw him as protective towards her, but I didn't particularly see him as in love with her.
No, I agree. But still friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and Harley. Is this different from Margot Robbie's Harley?
I think Harley herself is not that different. The Harley Joker relationship is different.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Harley Joker relationship. Well, I mean, they're both clearly very flawed relationships. I did not like this one. I didn't like the cartoon one as much. I don't like the whole Harley's pining after a Joker that treats her so badly.
Yeah.
That just doesn't sit well with me. No. I didn't like it.
And it's almost played for laughs, how violent he is towards her.
Yeah.
And it's not funny. Yeah. And it's a bit much at times. I really liked the way it's introduced, that she is angry at him for what has happened in their recent history. And even appears to be trying to kill him. She doesn't, so you'd argue she's not actually trying to kill him, she's just angry. But that is a nice twist. That's not something I've particularly seen before. Yeah,
exactly. Although, I don't know, at one point it seems to be indicated that perhaps she was trying to break him out by making a hole in the wall. Yeah. And given that she is the person that knows enough about Arkham, maybe that was a thing. Yeah.
And I believe that is. That she is putting up a double front there.
Yes.
Which is again, really good. It's very nicely done. So it's doing some slightly different stuff, but still landing in the same place.
Yeah, pretty much. As a character, I like Harley in both. As a relationship, I can get on board more with the we're both in the same place, Joker and Harley of the Suicide Squad film, than the one in the cartoon. But that's just because I'm a soft touch, perhaps.
True. Suicide Squad, in this, the Task Force X is rounded out by a number of other dudes.
Yeah.
Killer Frost, Killer Shark, Captain Boomerang,
KG Beast.
Black Spider. And KG Beast.
Yes.
KG Beast, how awesome is he?
Well, to be honest, I've put KG Beast, ... This is a bit silly. And then 2 minutes later, his head blew off. I was like, therefore expendable. Basically, he is the Slipknot from this version of the film.
Absolutely, yeah.
Who was also a bit like, he's a bit dull and not very fleshed out. Oh, they've just blown his head off.
Yeah.
So very similar beats there.
Yeah, I sort of get it that perhaps you need to show that this thing is real, but it's really weird to actually have a villain there and then to kill them.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I thought KG Beast was invented for this when I first saw it. He's not.
Oh, really?
He is an established thing. Because, especially his introduction, his backstory thing is him parachuting on a motorbike and then using the sidecar as a missile. I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They've just come up with this for fun. No, he's an actual dude. He's in Batman vs. Superman. He is Lex Luthor's henchman who has the flamethrower pointed at Martha.
Oh, really?
Kent, yeah.
Really?
That is the it's supposed to be the character of KG Beast.
Gosh.
So,
I suppose it does go to show that in different vehicles and different iterations of this sort of world, they can treat characters very differently. It might be the same theoretical character, but actually how they flesh them out is very... Well, look at how Deadpool was done so differently.
Yeah.
They ruined Deadpool in one film.
Yes.
And they made an awesome film with nominally the same character in another film.
And the same actor.
Well, yes. that does bring it to extremes.
Yeah. Okay, so Killer Frost, who we know from Flash.
a bit over-sexualised for my liking.
Yeah.
But I did like her relationship with Sharkhead Man, whatever he was called.
King
Shark.
King Shark,
yes.
not Killer Shark, yeah.
Yeah, I liked her relationship with that. I liked her strength. I found the scene with the guard, or the what do they call them?
Mortician.
The mortician dude. I thought that was very interesting. I thought it was an interesting beat that, all the way I read it was that as an audience, we were supposed to almost feel accepting and almost approving that she basically froze this guy's head and blew his head up because he'd been lecherous towards a beautiful dead woman.
Yeah.
And I did. Yeah. But I thought that was a very interesting way to paint it without hammering it in.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, I like this whole sort of, I liked the mixed morality of us being sort of encouraged to root for the bad guys in this film.
I felt this, just takes us on a tangent a bit, this does it a lot better, showing that they're grey, that there's this mixed morality, and that they do kill the guards and do bad acts. And they swear, and they stick their fingers up at each other, and they are violent towards each other, and they don't play that well. Whereas in Suicide Squad, I don't think they do anything bad. They're shown to do bad things in their past, but in the film, the whole thing of we're bad guys, the worst that happens is she steals that handbag.
Yeah, they weren't bad guys in the film.
No. So
they weren't horrible, evil villains.
Yeah.
There were people that, for whatever reason, I mean, even the fire dude just seems to be misunderstood.
Yeah.
And have anger management issues.
Yeah.
I don't know, yeah. So, no, I agree. This film did a lot better in showing them to be bad guys and showing them, like, leaping to take the opportunity to try and get themselves out of Amanda Waller's clutches.
Yeah.
And again, though, she's painted as the real bad guy.
Yes.
As she was in Suicide Squad.
And totally appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely buy it.
Yeah.
A better Amanda Waller than in Flash. Not in Flash, in Arrow.
Agreed.
Yeah, whereas in the film she's played by Viola Davis. Not the same size, but also not the stick figure in 6-inch heels bitch trope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the film version of Amanda Waller was a lot closer to this version. She was proper hard.
Yeah.
Whereas, the Arrow one... Well, obviously Arrow also didn't realise realised that she didn't work, because she's not it anymore, is she?
No, true.
So,
someone killed her.
Probably Damien Dark. He seems to do everything at the moment.
Okay. So back to our Suicide Squad, our task force. You mentioned King Shark.
Yeah.
A very different King Shark than we've seen on Flash. The half man, half shark. But actually, the top half is the shark, and the bottom half is the...
Yeah, he's almost a joke on Flash, isn't he?
He is a little bit now, yeah. Although he's obviously come back into Legends, so we'll have more of him, maybe.
Yeah.
Did he?
I think he did, but I think again, just like a cameo scene.
Yes, yeah, I thought so. Black Spider, the ninja dude.
Interesting, because I actually found him confusing. Because I didn't really get what his key characteristics were to make him different from Deadshot.
Yep.
I mean, obviously he's not as good a shot as Deadshot, but I think it felt a little bit like the main point of him being in the film was so that Batman could become him for part of the film. So he was like a narrative imperative without any natural agency of his own.
Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't... Not only was he not fleshed out well enough as a character... He wasn't drawn differently enough from Deadshot that there were times I'm like, okay, so one of them is the guard, one of them is the chef, but I'm not sure which one is which.
Exactly. So I was either confused or bored by him.
Yeah.
Neither of which were greatly positive emotions.
But the two of them, King Shark and Black Spider, now dead.
Yes, brave.
Yeah, along with KG Beast.
Yeah.
This did not mind killing people off.
Yeah. Agreed. And I don't know if that's because they're like, well, we're not going to do many more of these films, so it doesn't matter if we kill them off. And as everyone knows, what happens in one iteration of the universe doesn't necessarily have to carry over to a different one, so it's not like they're spoiling anything for anyone else. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they're just like, meh, we've got millions of characters, haven't we?
Yeah. Knowing it's in the Arkham verse and thinking about where this was. So this is, I think, canonically after Batman Arkham Origins and before Batman Arkham Asylum, so the first game, because they basically did a prequel. I think this is saying, like, okay, I'm trying to think of who it is. Killer Frost and KG Beast and King Shark and Black Spider are not in the main Arkham games, but some of them were in Arkham Origins. So it's like, okay, we've used them, we can get rid of them, and we know we're not going to use these characters in the future. We also need to get to a state where Riddler is completely loose and no one knows where he is, because that's his role in the games.
Right.
He sets challenges and is generally evil. And the Joker is free because Arkham Asylum opens with Batman taking the Joker to the asylum.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Can I just say I quite like the Riddler?
Yeah.
And I was very excited at the end to work out that actually it was Dr. Spencer Reid from Criminal Minds, which I've watched an awful lot of. So I was like, maybe that's why I'm so comfortable with this voice, because I've heard it so much.
Yeah, the voice cast in this is really impressive. It's mostly the game voice cast again. Amanda Waller, CCH Pounder, who's done, I think, this role and others for them in a lot of places. John DiMaggio as King Shark, so Bender, along with many other voices. Jennifer Hale as Killer Frost, so Commander Shepard from the Mass Effect series. Kevin Conroy, who has been Batman for 25, 30 years now. Nolan North and Troy Baker, who are two of the top voice actors for male voice actors. There's just this whole list of people you're like, wow, they've been in a lot of stuff. They've got a really good quality cast here. And Hynden Walsh, who plays Harley Quinn, the only other thing I've seen her in is Groundhog Day, where she is the young bride who gets married on his urging later in the film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, how funny.
Oh, how strange.
Yeah.
And the reason that's strange is I'm about to record something about Groundhog Day for Pop Culturally Deprived. So, bit of synchronicity there.
Yeah, weird overlaps.
Yeah.
Batman.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Batman in this. Properly grim.
Yeah.
Bit dull.
Yeah, he is the game's Batman. Because you play as Batman, he needs to be a little bit of a blank slate.
Yeah.
Tabula rasa. So that you can put yourself in his shoes, as it were, and be more... This idea of video game protagonists, you're supposed to be able to understand that you are them.
Right.
And it makes it more engrossing.
Okay.
But also it is the dark Batman post Jason Todd. Tim Drake as his son. So no Damian, but he has obviously had issues with Talia. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
And I get that, and I understand that. I suppose for me, because I'm not a gamer, and I've not played the games in the Arkham universe, as someone who's just watching this, I'm just like, oh, Batman's a bit dull. I'd rather watch more about the Suicide Squad or the Project X or whatever they are. Yeah. And
it's possibly right to do that because this is their film, arguably. Again, I'm comparing it to Suicide Squad that had Batman in it, but not really. Didn't even really do anything. I'm not even sure Ben Affleck had any lines. No. I mean, was he only there to sort of be Deadshot's dream? He brings in Deadshot because Deadshot, his daughter steps in front of him as he takes the shot, and he brings in Harley and the Joker. Right. Or at least Harley. Fair enough. Because the Joker leaves her in the car that's being submerged and Batman gets her out. Okay. But I'm not even sure he has any lines. Fair enough. So, yeah. So the other one then is the Joker. Yeah, again, I have to divorce the Joker as a character from the Joker's relationship with Harley. Yeah. The Joker as a character, I quite liked him. Yeah. Or rather, I quite liked the way he was portrayed. I mean, he was properly sinister. Yeah. And he was properly evil. And he was quite charismatic. Right. So I thought he made a good evil Joker. Yeah. Yeah, because again, he's properly dark. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Doesn't mind grabbing a gun and firing at people. Not entirely sure I can believe he can bring down Deadshot, given the way they're both drawn, but fine. No. I think they've been studying Jack Nicholson in order to paint his eyebrow, do the eyebrow thing. Yeah. There's definitely something from The Shining. Yes. in the sort of the madness of the Joker in this. Yeah. I did like when Harley was throwing all the stuff out of the Joker's box to find her mallet, where she throws out a clown mask that is the clown mask the Joker wears at the beginning of Dark Knight. Nice. So that's sort of establishing this is that Joker. Yeah. He is pretty bad. Yes. There was another nice Batman Returns reference, actually, with Harley Quinn at the toy store, looking in through a Harlequin, which is what Catwoman does when she goes to the store that has a cat icon. And she looks in through a cat.
That's
nice. It felt very referential there as well. I like that.
Nice. There were a few moments I really liked that probably not so much referencing other things because I don't spot those. But I very much enjoyed Deadshot and Captain Boomerang having a darts match.
Yes.
I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, because the joke is normally, it's like Iron Man versus Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, and he can throw a bullseye into another dart from twice as far away. Isn't that funny? No, this is two guys who are pretty spot on with their aiming, so it's quite a good competition. It's almost, you would believe it, that no one else would take them on, and they'd be interested in who's best. Yes. The same sort of Superman-Flash race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that, and I can't quote any of them off the top of my head, because I obviously didn't write it down well enough, but I felt that every now and then this film did indulge itself in those sorts of little moments. Not as much as I'd have liked it to, but... I
think that mainly comes from Harley, because I did write a few down, and the majority of them are Harley.
Yes.
When they land, they parachute out of the thing and they land, and they come and find her next to the dumpster, and she says, "Don't worry, I landed on my head."
Yes, I like that bit too.
And then almost carrying that through to the end, where she likes the electroshock therapy.
Yes.
And actually ends up giggling through having it.
Yes.
And I also like the beat of the Joker hearing them screaming from it and him knowing that's what it sounds like. And that's how he finds them. That's a nice beat because it's fairly believable. Yeah. And the one nice Killer Frost moment, and they do a lot of chill out type lines with people like Killer Frost and Captain Cold and Mr. Freeze and so on. But the bit where she's being x-rayed and they say, "Oh, she's definitely dead, she's as cold as ice." Yeah, I'll allow them one.
Yeah. I liked her finding Mr. Freeze's gun and then not be able to pick it up, and then Mr. Shark picks it up for her. And I like that. Yeah.
You got the sense this was a very wide world with lots going on. And when they open the doors to Arkham and you see characters that you know coming out, it has used its list of characters very well. Yeah.
And I like that they all had their own thing going on. They're all doing this stupid mission for Waller because they knew they had to. Yeah. But within it, they were interested in getting what they could for themselves out of it. Yeah. Which rings true to them being bad guys.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Couple of other good moments that I quite enjoyed. I liked the bit where they go and see the Penguin and Killer Frost just does a what noise at him. Very cute.
Nice.
But particularly, two really good moments that I quite appreciated. Batman seeing the Arkham footage and knowing it's looped from a different day because he knows who works there on different days. Like, he is supposed to be the world's greatest detective, and he does that.
Yeah.
And I almost wouldn't have believed it if it had been Christian Bale.
Yeah.
He almost disdained people, so you wouldn't believe he would do that sort of understanding and detective work. Whereas this Batman, and potentially even Batfleck, I'd have bought it.
Yes. Yeah, I get that.
And I really liked Deadshot bluffing the Joker when he has the gun pointed at him, and the Joker actually freaking out over it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
A nice bit of grandstanding.
Yeah. Very much.
Yeah, very, very well done. And a little surprising from the character, but also it speaks to the character having a lot of experience.
Yeah, and I guess at that point, what's he got to lose?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, if he doesn't grandstand, he gets shot in the face.
Yeah. If
he does, he might get shot in the face.
Yeah,
so.
True.
Yeah, and I guess to be Deadshot, you have to have a bit of oomph in you, a bit of,
Yeah,
so,
and a bit of a calm attitude at things. Yes, under pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I really like this film. I think it is a bit different than the normal superhero films. Like it does, obviously, like I said, end up in the same place. But I think it does a lot of those relationships very well, and it expects you to come along for the ride to pick up. Oh, Harley was actually helping the Joker. It was all part of the plan. It was this kind of thing. I think it treats its audience a bit more maturely than normal, and it is a fairly mature movie, so it's fair.
Yeah, it's not a kids' film.
No. Any final thoughts?
I think I would loop back to what I said at the start. don't think that it was quite a film for me. It wasn't that I didn't enjoy it, but I think possibly this level of plot focus superhero shot film is not for me.
Okay.
I think for me, I love the TV series because I am loving of all of these different things. I'm loving getting to know the characters and the characters' relationships with each other and how they are growing as people. So possibly, I'm watching them as I would do any TV show, enjoying the fun that they're superheroes.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm watching it more for the personal relations and the personal interactions.
Right.
Whereas for this film, we didn't have as long to get invested in the characters, and as such, I wasn't as invested in the film. Yeah, maybe.
Perfectly fair. I can understand that.
Yeah.
For me, coming from the comics and the games as well, it holds up because it's so reminiscent of those stories I know and like.
Yes.
So yeah. It'll be interesting when we get to some of the others that do interesting things with characters and set them in different situations. There's a few of the other animated films I think we should check out. So I'll put them on the list.
Excellent.
Good.
Cool. Sounds good.
We are still waiting on the dates for the Arrowverse shows to come back on. So we're hoping they will be back by the end of January. So in lieu of that, we will watch something else, or we will do a review show for the first half seasons in expectation of when they do come back. So we will be back with something next week, don't worry. This wraps us up for another week. If you have thoughts, questions, or comments, you can use the hashtag ATAV on Twitter or find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter as Eloquent Gushing. If you want to help support us, please check out our Patreon page where you can get access to exclusive content for all our shows. Go to patreon.com/eloquentgushing and visit the homepage eloquentgushing.com to sign up for the new weekly newsletter about the goings-on across all our shows. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you across the Arrowverse.
Across the Arrowverse is an Eloquent Gushing production. For more shows you'll love, please visit eloquentgushing.com.